Hello, I'm Chris, and this is my Volkswagen Type 1 engine disassembly video. So I'm talking to you because in the beginning of this video, it's going to seem like I have no idea what I'm doing because I don't. I've never taken one of these apart. So the order I start removing things in the beginning is totally wrong. Just bear with me. The point of the video is trying to show you as much detail and put this job in perspective for your first time, because it's messy, it's frustrating, you're gonna cut your hands, it's not fun in any way. So whenever you take apart an engine or build it, you need a big table dedicated, meaning that nobody's gonna come over here and mess with it. And try not to hide the parts. Something weird happens whenever they get out of sight. They'll just get lost, bolts will be missing. So I like to keep everything in sight. So we're just gonna start removing stuff in no particular order. Okay, so I'm just gonna name the bolt size as we go. Yours might be different, but 12mm carburetor is bolted from underneath. All right, then this one is a 13mm. So there's no hose clamps on this, that's sketchy. Carburetor should come off. Fuel pump, 13mm. All right, so I guess we gotta take the alternator off. This is a strap, it's strapped to the bracket, 13mm. We'll just take the strap all the way off. All right, so there's 4 10mm bolts. We're gonna take those out. See, it's not common sense because I'm taking this thing all apart wrong. Okay. Okay, cool. So fuel pump. Man, all right, so look, there's another one there for the distributor. 13mm. Good God. All right, so this is just to tighten it from moving. And I guess this is so you can pull it up, hopefully. Okay. Yeah, I did watch a video where somebody was saying not to take it out because you'll break the gear or something. I don't know, but this engine is locked up. Like I said, we're not gonna try to turn it. So I really don't know anything about this, but that's what it looks like. Always put the nuts and bolts back where they go. You will forget everything. Okay, let's get this freaking alternator out of there. So we have the 4 bolts loosened, the clamp loosened. So we're gonna take this alternator stand off. 13mm. This is in the way. How in the world are you supposed to do this? There's 2 clamps. We're gonna try to take this intake part off. There's a nut right there. 13. Oh gosh, man. Okay, you're not gonna reuse these, buy new ones. So we have to loosen this up or take it off. So you see the 2 nuts we gotta take off. 13mm, come on, good. I didn't even notice these 2. So these are 7/16 or 11mm, I'm not sure. Full of water. Took that one off. Beautiful. And this one, yummy. Now we're trying to figure out how to get this fan out or off and get this on there. It's a 36mm. So you can see the size of the bolt in there. So it shouldn't be more than about 50 foot-pounds. So this is how I got the car. It has some little key in there that's missing. This is broke. This is all that came with it, just like that. So we need to figure out how to hold this. I don't have the key for it, so we're just gonna hammer a nail in there. So the nut comes out counterclockwise. So I'm gonna use some vice grips. Okay. Hopefully. Okay. Good. All right. Okay, cool. This little pedestal piece. These are like shims, round in the center. And then this is a curvy lock washer piece. And then this. So I was thinking this piece slid off. It's bolted right there. We're gonna leave this intact for right now. Okay. All right, so the alternator stand is where you put the oil. Maybe that's a vent. I'm not sure. All this is in good shape. Okay, so then this is some kind of baffle. I'm not sure. We need to make sure it was in there right. I guess you could put it in there wrong. I don't know. So this is the sender for your oil pressure light to go off. It just grounds out. Might still be good. All right, so the fan. Okay. It's spun perfect. It's in really good shape. So we're gonna try to get this fan shroud off. We have two 10mm. Yeah, this was off before. Okay, so there's a thermostat on there with a rod that's connected to all this linkage. It was already missing. Somebody robbed it off of this car. No sign of it. It's already gone. Should come up. Beautiful. All right, so for the engine tin, there's a whole bunch of flathead screws. Get you a kind of a big, good flathead screwdriver. This is not a freaking original screw. This is some bull crap. Okay, so I think this might be the real flathead screw. Oh man. God dang. If you can't get a screwdriver in there, you're gonna have to get some vice grips. Hopefully. Okay, thank you. All right, so it's missing a washer, but that's what the engine tin screws look like. Okay, it should come up. All right. So let's go ahead and pull a plug and see what that looks like. So taking those engine tins off, that is not fun in any way. Make your prediction now. I'm gonna say rusty. I'm gonna keep this plug and clean it. That looks like a good plug. So they got different plugs in there. Okay, so the oil cooler piece, 1 13mm there, 2 13mm nuts. $13mm nuts and small flat washers. Some kind of seals in there. Notice a little bracket right there too. No easy way to do this. See if we can move this out of the way. So we're just taking everything off. Got it loose right there. It's like a clamp. Somebody was already beating on it. Okay. Yeah, this is already destroyed, but I'm gonna try to save this. First time seeing these. We had engine tin on the bottom, it's missing. It's already been off. All this seems to be okay, but I really don't know how to evaluate this yet. So I'll leave the gaskets in place. Oh, I guess that's part of the freaking muffler. All right, let me go ahead and get the other side off. So here we have the engine tin. They left this side on because that one had the little thermostat, and they pulled the thermostat and all the linkage to the air box. So that's how come they didn't mess with this one. And hopefully these will come out. They should have a little washer. It's not ready to come out yet. We're just sitting this down. So for some reason, both studs broke on the driver's side right here. Those are the only two that broke. So 30mm. This pulley's rusted out, so we can just beat it out. All right, the pulley was actually rusted out, so it's trash. Got a little place for a keyway. Just make sure that little key is not loose and gonna fall out. So some more engine tin. We have 2 of these flathead screws. If they don't instantly pop loose, don't waste your time. Get you some vice grip. All right. So be super duper careful. Take your time getting the valve cover off. Don't bend it. These valve covers were not leaking. Yay, first engine tear down in the step van. And look, we made a great big mess. Awesome. One thing I'm noticing is that they shouldn't all be tight like that. Oh God. When I take something apart for the first time, I use only hand tools. I like to get the feel of everything. So I'm guessing we just take these two off. 13 millimeter nut and washer on each one. Okay. Yeah, this stuff had water in it. It's all locked up and rusty. Push rods, I'm not sure if we can mix these up or not. Ooh, they're super duper light. What the heck? Like aluminum. So I'm guessing 15 millimeter. Ooh, I was right. So your torque sequence is usually inward out, so we're just gonna go outward in. Hopefully we don't screw it up. That wasn't very tight. Are these supposed to be? Okay, so that was loose-ish. This one's tight. Okay, good. Ooh, extra tight. Okay, this has to be the easiest cylinder head ever to get off. Oh, it went in there. Okay, they have washers on them too. All right, then we just arrange them the way that they came off. First time doing this. I don't really know where to tap. Oh, that's not that hard at all. Oh, the washers. They can, in fact, hold it. So, ooh. So I guess these are just like collapsible tubes to cover the push rods. Let's look at the way the seal's on there. I'm just gonna keep them like this until I build a new one. So there was water in it, but that doesn't necessarily destroy it. It just makes it all nasty in there. So we're just gonna put this back in here. Which side is which? I just think you should kind of keep it together at first. So these are actually loose. I thought they were gonna be tight. So I guess they're machined just for a little bit of clearance. So we have AS41 Volkswagen. Someone please let me know if this is a case that you want or want to avoid. I have no idea. How the heck do these come out? Oh, it came right out. I mean, they just feel normal to me, nothing crazy. So it's stuck on this one, and now the crank is free. So something happened in this cylinder and locked the engine up, because I can't get that out. I guess we just break this whole freaking thing off. There we go. All right, so you can see that cross hatching right there and where the piston was riding. It's almost perfect. It's like this was a rebuilt engine and maybe it got water in it and locked up. Oh, look, it has a little clip. Like these are not pressed in. Oh, that's gonna be so cool if we could take them out like that. Yeah, 13 millimeter socket for that. Awesome. So this was that locked up cylinder, and I can feel this thing moving about 10 thousandths of an inch. I don't think that's normal. So this thing was probably knocking. It looks fine. You just really need to see one side of it. You see the piston comes off. Let's get this oil pump out. So I believe this is the oil pump. Let's get it out. It should be perfect. So I guess that can be a little fun, tearing an engine apart, trying to figure out what was wrong with it. I mean, it makes a lot of sense because they already removed the engine tin, the air boxes were disconnected. The car probably just needed a new engine, and they waited too long until the car became a piece of crap. 13 millimeter. Little washers on there, be careful. Oh, pooping on me. Washers. Oh, okay. It looks fine. Looks fine. Oh, it has been off. There's proof, look. Okay, we're gonna take this oil drain thing off. 21. Yep. It does have a copper gasket. All right, so it's got these little nuts around here, 10 millimeter. Let's just get them off. Come on, pop right off. Okay. What is this piece? I have no idea. Oh, what the hell? Is this supposed to look like this? It's got a gasket. What in the world is this? No explanation for it to have this like dirt in here. I don't know what was going on. Pieces of metal, that's what it is. It's pieces of metal. Ah, man, that's not good. Oh, it's all pieces of metal. What the heck? Maybe it blew up and they rebuilt it and just didn't clean it out. Oh man, I hope that's not something broken there. So the first time is going to be confusing, but you will pick up real fast. The head just pulled off, same type of look. So then you see all this crap in there. So these weren't stuck, so maybe they'll be easy to come out, and they are. Crazy. But see, this engine was rebuilt. Look, see that? Because this line is almost perfect. There's no indentation there. Really looking like it was just that one cylinder that was locked up or messed up. I guess we go ahead and start taking the case apart. There's nothing really left to do. They put like silicone around the nuts, and there's two sizes. I'm not sure on the torque sequence yet, so we're just gonna kind of loosen them in stages. So we're just gonna kind of go around and do that to all of them. It's 13 millimeter for the small ones, 17 millimeter for the bigger ones. Oh, it feels about like 50 foot-pounds. These only had about 20, 25, not sure. Just lay them in the tray the way they came out. It's got these little washers, they're all stuck. Okay, I just lay them in there the way they came out until I familiarize myself with them, in case there's one big one and one little one. They're probably all the same. All right, so we're ready to split the case. I have no idea how this goes down, but we have all the bolts out, nuts out, everything. All right, I guess this is the oil pump. You gotta be super careful because you can just be missing one freaking bolt or nut, and that was all. Oh, all right, it's got some kind of freaking shims in here. What the heck are these? I don't know what these are. I guess they're for that movement in the crank. I'm just gonna keep these in a safe place. It's coming a little bit. I guess at some point you're gonna have to stick something in there when you get the gap big enough, but just try to do it on the outside edge. Coming apart finally. Gotta be careful, that's all I can tell you. Go around it. I did spend about 10 minutes just now slowly trying to get it apart. Okay, finally. Come on, nothing crazy. We need to do a quick inspection to see if this is even rebuildable. This appears to be a solid lifter. Feels like it's brand new. Those bearings, these feel brand new. I'm guessing this is a little cam button. Well, this has fat bearings in it. What the heck? These things are huge. So look at the crank inserts, or crank bearing. So fat. So it looks like they repaired some stuff in here, but it does not look like that crank bearing was changed at all. That fuel pump rod has to be bent. It can't possibly operate like that. Oh my God, I got all kinds of pieces of metal in here. Aside from this being all locked up, it looks okay. All right, moment of truth. Okay, Cam, look at all this stuff. Oh my God, this is like, oh, what the hell is that? This looks like corrosion though. Yeah, because look, it's all corroded in there. The lobes feel fine. Oh no, look, it has a flat lobe. We'll just do a super quick check on it. 1.5 inches. Oh no, just an illusion. Somebody please let me know if that gear can come off. Let's get this crank out. Ooh, this is a heavy boy. The whole entire thing is just covered in little pieces of metal. You can see all that, little chunks of metal. That's crazy that it would blow up like that and they wouldn't take the time to clean it out. They just did a quick fix, or maybe they charged them to clean it out and didn't do it. I don't know, I guess it's made like that. I have no idea, so confused. Okay, so I had to straighten the fuel pump rod a little bit to get it out. I just bent it back like that. Okay, and then this whole plastic piece should come out. So you can buy this stuff. This was an alternator car, so I'll just keep this stuff as reference until I learn it. So the distributor drive was kind of stuck in there. Carefully see if you can spin it. Don't destroy it. It spun a little bit. Spray the crap out of it from all angles and do this at your own risk. A punch. I went down there in the bottom, got it to pop up a little bit. I got the screwdriver carefully. So make a note, there's a little washer at the bottom. The teeth on it look good. Inspect that area, that's where the fuel pump rod rides, and then there's a little spring right here. So as soon as I saw that little spring, it started making sense why they say not to pull your distributor. The spring actually holds this in and takes the slack out at the same time. So I guess you could say this is a worm gear, and if that distributor's not pushing it down, it can easily come out, and then you're just gonna not be engaging the big teeth, and just it's probably going to destroy this. I can totally see that happening, so I just wanted to show you that. So then you see the direction of these, that bearing stuck in there. So this is just like a little oil splash ring. It's in that direction. I hope it's on there right. We'll have to check that out. So we had a loose rod. Let's go ahead and take it off. So I said we were going to build a 1914. We're going to build a 2187 stroker. So when I mess with cars and build engines, I take baby steps. I don't need to try to build the craziest thing out there. It'll have the 94 millimeter pistons and the 78 millimeter crank, and that kit comes with the rods, bearings, everything, cam. I'm gonna run it with stock heads at first and stock carburetor, and we're gonna slowly upgrade from there. Pretty sure we'll do dual carb setup second, and then heads will be last, because honestly I don't understand all of that just yet. You know, you go in the forums and it's just like any kind of car, all these people are talking about the hottest stuff out there and act like money ain't a big deal. Most of those guys that talk like that in the forums, they don't have anything. Like, they seriously probably don't even have a car. And that's why I have the attitude I do and I talk the way I do, because it weeds out bullshitters. I taught myself that tone because I get tired of people wasting my time. And that's what always freaks me out about engines that throw rods. How did this happen? How come it only happened to one? How come it didn't happen to all of them? Ooh, that's like a razor blade. Man, over here talking, didn't even look at the freaking directions. So 2, so they may be marked, I don't know, it's all rusty. But you want to stamp these. If you don't have anything, use a punch and you'll do like 1 dot for number 1, 2 dots. It is so easy for it to get mixed up and lost, and you will never figure it out. You'll have to go get new rods or get them resized or whatever they do in the Volkswagen world. So if you've never seen a spun bearing, oh, it's like stuck on here. Oh, okay, there's another piece. Oh, that's why the crank's not screwed up that bad. This crank absolutely has no scoring on it at all. It feels perfectly smooth. It could probably be polished up if it mics out. Obviously it started knocking. They probably just drove it home and parked it. So there's no telling how this happened, but when I see stuff like this on the engine this clean, it was probably installed wrong. Something happened. You know, that's why you got to be super careful when you build engines, and you got to check stuff over and over. I get in arguments with people about plastic gauge and stuff. I plastic gauge everything. I don't care. People be like, oh, I just came back from the machine shop, man. They check on it. Oh, do they? How do you know he wasn't doing this one and then got diarrhea? Guy or girl gets this, puts it back together, doesn't plastic gauge anything, so this thing was riding tight, or maybe they put it in there wrong. I'm just talking about that stuff because why is it only one of them? So also on this piston right here, notice this bearing or insert is out. Does that mean it got hot or something? Because every single other one is on there good. Pay attention to stuff like that. The more that you observe and discover and note, the more you'll figure out once you start taking it apart further. So I apologize we didn't show the flywheel or pressure plate. That just comes off. I have a video removing the gland nut. Go watch that. That can kick your butt. As you notice, this has 10 millimeter M10 studs for the heads. There was some kind of red gasket material on there. Look at that right there. So I forgot what they call these, pots or cans, or I don't know. Sorry, I don't know yet. But these, I mean, it's up to you what you do with them. the fact that we have pistons stuck, I'm just gonna throw them away. Because this stroker engine is gonna be my Christmas present to myself this year. I always get myself something cool. So anyway, Snap-on truck's already a freaking mess. It got hot again in Houston, so that's why I'm not cleaning this up yet until it gets cold. We'll be doing videos on the heads, and we'll do the official review on my 72 Beetle coming up. You know, it's real funny because when I want people to troll my videos and leave comments, oh man, you got that all wrong, they don't do it. It never happens. It only happens in videos that I know every single thing about what I'm doing. So please, if you're a troll, actually, I cannot do it. Please, I want it. I want all that information. I love stuff like that. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.